Wilson's loose to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Breece Hall cuts up the middle. Breece Hall's loose. Breece Hall's gone. Breece Hall is gone. He walks into the end zone. Josh Allen fires it over the middle. Intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks off Allen. Sauce Gardner, let's go! The rookie picks off Josh Allen. Win it. Get long. Oh my God. Drops back to pass. He fires it over the middle. Touchdown! Garrett Wilson! The New York Jets tie the football game! The rookie! The Jets win! The Jets win! Ashton Davis, ices the game! Let's go! Handoff Quinnen Williams with the tackle for loss. That's a loss of 5 yards. Josh Allen is going to fire up a bomb. Josh Allen, Sauce Gardner's there for the game winner! The Buffalo Bills and improved to 6-3 on the year. Sauce Gardner. Today, that's how we get on the ball, boy. Yeah. Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? And it is game day. Game day! The Jets play on Thursday Night Football tonight. Zach Wilson goes up against Trevor Lawrence. The New York Jets are on a 3-game losing streak. The playoffs are on the line. They're going up against a red-hot Jaguars squad with Trevor Lawrence. We got a lot to talk about tonight's matchup. You know that I will be live during the game tonight as well. So make sure you guys tune in to my live reaction to the entire game tonight on Thursday Night Football on Prime Video. But in this stream, folks, we're going to focus on the game. And we're going to get into the chat. And you guys are going to help me out and discuss what the Jets need to do in order to pull off the victory. Because that's all I freaking care about. I don't care about anything else but a dub. Because the New York Jets have to go 8-7, and they have to put themselves in a possibility to make the damn playoffs. We've come this far. We are 7-7. We have lost 3 straight. Key guys are returning from injury. Quinnen Williams, Corey Davis. So everybody, please do me a gigantic favor. Hit that thumbs up button on your way in. Before we get into the preview, I do have to say, we got some Pro Bowlers to talk about. How about that, Jets fans? We have 4 Pro Bowl starters and 3 Pro Bowl reserves. Sauce Gardner making the Pro Bowl as a rookie. Quinnen Williams finally making the Pro Bowl after his breakout performance. C.J. Mosley, the captain of the defense, making the Pro Bowl. Well-deserved. And Justin Hardy, the heart and soul of this special teams, makes the Pro Bowl. Congratulations to all 4 of those players. And then we also have 3 reserves. DJ Reed, who I think was snubbed from being a starter in the Pro Bowl. Xavier Howard made it over him, which I disagree with. Garrett freaking Wilson makes a Pro Bowl reserve after having 3 different quarterbacks, 10th in the NFL in yards. He's a front runner to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. And then Braxton Berrios as the kick return specialist for the Pro Bowl as a reserve. So that's 7 total players. You can even make the argument that Breece Hall and Elijah Vera Tucker would have made it as well if they did not get hurt for the rest of the season. So things are changing, bro. Every single season, I always go in with the question to myself: if there were going to be Pro Bowls on this Jets, who is it going to be? And I always try to predict it. And I said going in that Elijah Vera Tucker and Quinnen Williams, I think, have the most likely chances. It's a long shot for Sauce to make it as a rookie, but hey, he freaking did it. So congratulations to all those Jets players, rightfully deserved. And how about Sauce playing like the best corner in football as a freaking rookie? So let's freaking go. I'm excited for that. But let's hope that the Jets don't even play in the Pro Bowl games, because that means we're going to the Super Bowl, right? Oh, that's funny. All right, guys. Everybody hit that thumbs up button, man. Let's get into it. Before we get deeper into the game, I want to look at PrizePicks, the proud sponsor of the Flight Preview show. And I want you guys to help me out on PrizePicks. Let's make a parlay tonight. Let's win some money tonight. So we'll start off with a bunch of Jets players. So they got the Jets at 2 sacks. 2. Wow, that's freaking low. We're coming off a game with no sacks as a team. Keep an eye on that. Braden Mann, 4.5 punts. CJ Uzomah only at 9.5 yards. I think he's going to get more than 9.5 yards, if I'm going to say. I like CJ Uzomah's over already. Garrett Wilson at 55.5 yards. Where's Zach Wilson? All right, here's Zach. So they got Zach at 190 passing yards, 12.5 rushing yards, 30 pass attempts. Now, we also have to realize that the elements are definitely going to be a factor today. It's going to be a lot of rain tonight. So I don't know if I'm going to take the over on anything through the air. But if I'm going to take a Zach Wilson prop, it's probably the over on his rushing yards. He did not go over the rushing yards against the Lions, only 7 yards. But I feel like with the rain, he also had a 53-yard touchdown run against the Jaguars last year. I like the over on Zach Wilson's rushing yards in this game. And then Garrett Wilson, I think he's a lock. I mean, what do you guys feel more comfortable with? Garrett Wilson more than 4 catches or more than 55.5 yards? Because last game, he only had 4 catches. Can he get 5 catches, or do you feel more comfortable with 55 receiving yards? Because we're definitely taking one of those from Garrett Wilson. So let me know your guys' thoughts. Garrett Wilson over receptions or over on his yards? I mean, I feel like the yards is pretty much a lock. You see the 4 straight games. I mean, the lowest he's gotten is 78 yards. So probably lean towards the yards. I mean, he can get 4 catches like he did last game and get over 100. So we're going to take the Garrett Wilson over. And yeah, so that's the 3 Jets. Are the Jets going to be kicking field goals? I mean, Greg Zuerlein, a field goal and a half. I don't know if you want to take that. Michael Carter at 21.5 rushing yards. Bam Knight's at 60 rushing yards. So that's the 3 players we're going to take. Now let's see what's going on with the Jags. We're not going to take Braden Mann. All right. Sorry, Braden Mann. We're not taking this. We're not taking that. All right. So what they got cooking up for the Jaguars props tonight, they got ETN at only 2 receptions. I mean, he's coming off 2 catches, 0 catches, 3. I feel like he's going to get the ball out in the passing game, a little screen action. So Trevor Lawrence is at 11.5 rushing yards, 213 passing yards. And if you look at his previous numbers, man, 259, 321, 179, 368, 318. This Jets team has not given up a 300-yard passer once this season, so it'll be interesting to see if that streak will continue tonight. But 213 is really low. So I'm probably going to stay away from that because I think he's going to get over 213 passing yards. But at the same time, you never want to underestimate this defense. 33.5 pass attempts. You know, it's going to be rainy, but I do feel like they're going to be passing the ball a lot regardless. I kind of like his completions. I kind of like Trevor Lawrence more than 20 completions. What you guys think? What you guys think about a prop for the Jaguars, right? And we obviously want to root for the Jaguars to suck tonight, but I also want to win some money. You feel me? I don't think ETN's getting more than 85.5 yards total. But that could bite me in the butt. 16 rush attempts for ETN. That could be an over. Yeah, I mean, 17 carries, 19 carries. It's going to be rainy. I like that over a lot. I think they're going to hand ETN the ball more than 16 times because of the rain. Their kicker, field goal and a half. Oh, he's been hot. So, and I actually do have faith in our red zone defense to hold him out of the end zone. So I'm going to take the over on this field goal kicker. And he's going to hit at least 2 field goals because I got confidence in the Jets to make some stops in the red zone and hold them to field goals. So I like that as an over as well. And then let's see if we can find a less. Trevor Lawrence. I don't know, man. Zay Jones. This is tough. This is tough, man. What do you guys think? Help me out in the chat. Help me out in the chat. We're trying to make some money here on PrizePicks. Marvin Jones. You know what? I mean, 19.5 is so low. Can we bet the under on Marvin Jones yards, or is that just too scary? Jamal Agnew, 8.5. I mean, they got 2 catches for Jones. Oh, man. Tough. You know what? Let's do it. Ingram's going off lately. 162 yards, 62 yards. You think that's probably going to go over? I think the Ingram is going to hit the over. He's been scolding hot. He's the focus point. The Jets have been, against tight ends, not that good this year so far. So this is what we're going to do, guys. CJ Uzama, more than 9.5 receiving yards. Zach Wilson, more than 12.5 rushing yards. Garrett Wilson, more than 55.5 receiving yards. ETN, more than 16 attempts. Riley Patterson, the Jaguars kicker, more than a field goal and a half. And Ingram, more than 40 receiving yards. We're going to put $25 down to win $600, baby. So there we go. If you guys want to follow me, go ahead. Click the link down below in the description, guys, and you can sign up to PrizePicks. And what they got offering, which is cool, is you put $50 down, you get $50 for free. Or you get you put $10 and you get $10 for free. So PrizePicks definitely has a lot of fun options over there. So make sure you guys use the code JetsMedia to get your 100 deposit matched up to $100. I'm also going to be making another parlay tonight, maybe more of the unders, because we did take a lot of overs today. So we're going to do another one tonight before the live stream. But all right, let's get into this game, bro. Let's get into this game. Wait, Rich, Quinnen's coming back. He's questionable for the game. He was a full participant in practice, and I heard someone, I think Adam Schefter or something on TV, say that he is looking forward. He's looking like he's going to be playing. So it's not guaranteed, but he's trending in that direction. So that's definitely a plus. And we absolutely need Quinnen Williams in this game. I mean, we saw Quinnen Williams be missed big time against the Lions. Absolutely big time. So let's get into the keys to this game. Let's focus on the Jets defense. Trevor Lawrence is scalding hot, right? He's coming off a big game against the Cowboys, 4 touchdowns. He has like 14 touchdowns to 1 interception in his last 5 or so games. He's living up to the number 1 overall pick. They got weapons all over the place. They got Zay Jones. They got Evan Ingram. They got Travis Etienne. They got a lot of playmakers. Christian Kirk, I believe. Is he playing tonight? I think so. So we also saw that this defense, it's all about getting to the freaking quarterback, folks. If this Jets team cannot get to Trevor Lawrence consistently, they got to be able to do that. Another thing about Trevor Lawrence that we have to keep in mind is he has been sensational at avoiding pressure. The pocket collapses on Trevor Lawrence, but he has shown off his athleticism to be able to avoid the pressure. Even if the pressure's in his face, he can escape and not get tackled and roll out to the left, extend plays, throw on the run, throw deep on the run. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is literally playing like the number 1 overall pick. He's living up to the hype. So this is a great test for the Jets. And if they want to be a playoff team, they got to be able to contain this team. And you also have to look at it from the Jaguars' perspective. They're playing for something. They got the division that they can come from behind and beat the Tennessee Titans and make the playoffs as the AFC South winners. Ryan Tannehill's out for the year, and the Tennessee Titans are free-falling, and the Jaguars already beat the Titans once this season. And if the Jaguars go into the final game of the year, at least 1 game behind the Titans, which they are currently right now, then they will have a chance to beat the Titans in that last final game and make the playoffs. So the Jaguars are playing for their division. They are playing for something big, just like the Jets. So this is not a pushover game. This is not a game that, the Jets have to come in here and think they're going to be able to wash over the Jaguars. That's not going to happen. The Jaguars are a good team under Doug Peterson. They started off 2-1, and then they went on a big losing streak, and they start losing a lot of games, and people started writing off the Jaguars, and now they're getting hot. Trevor Lawrence is kicking off. So when you look at this from a defensive perspective from the New York Jets, what is Sauce Gardner going to be able to do? What is DJ Reed, Jordan Whitehead? Is LaMarcus Joyner going to be playing? This secondary's got to be on their A game. And when you want to talk about this defense, man, it really starts with this. Can they force turnovers? Because this Jets team has been atrocious at forcing turnovers this 5-game stretch. 1 forced turnover in 5 games, and that 1 turnover was a CJ Mosley interception in garbage time. So we need strip sacks. We need forced fumbles. We need interceptions. We need to get this ball into the offensive hands with good field position, because this offense has been struggling to go down the field and go for like an 80-yard touchdown drive. We need to do something, because I said this on yesterday's stream, guys, but when you want to look back at this Jets, winning streak, we were 5-2. Why were we 5-2 at one point? Why were we winning? Why were we on a 4-game winning streak? I'll tell you why. We were running the ball. When we were taking the ball away, we were forcing turnovers, intercepting passes, getting sacks, playing good on special teams, all things that we've not been able to get on a consistent basis. So if you also want to realize that the Jets are 2-5 this season since the injuries to Breece Hall and Elijah Vera Tucker. Now, those are 2 critical pieces on offense to the running game. And the run game we saw was bad against the Detroit Lions. There's no sugarcoating it. The offensive line and the running game has took a gigantic step back against the Detroit Lions. Now, the Jaguars, they're going to be without Trayvon Walker and without Foldy Fatukasi, who we know very well. So that's going to be a benefit for us. So we need to be able to run the damn football. We all know Foldy Fatukasi well, and he's a run-stuffing menace. So the fact that Foley's going to be out in this game is big. We need Zonovan Bam Knight and Michael Carter to really run this ball, because you look at the weather elements, it's going to be a monsoon. It's going to be rain. It's going to be slippery around there. I don't know if I got confidence in Zach Wilson to be able to throw the ball consistently through the rain. So we have to make sure that we establish a run game. We absolutely have to. And it's up to this Jets team to adjust. I'm not making injury excuses. I'm just pointing out a fact that the Jets are 2-5 since Breece Hall and AVT got hurt. That's not an excuse. It's a fact. It's the Jets are missing these 2 players, and they have not been able to adjust. Breece Hall was obviously a gigantic piece, but you also have to have that next man up mentality. You have to have, okay, a great player's down. Who's the guy that steps in? Zonovan Knight's been that guy. Woo, excuse me. Bless me. Thank you. Zonovan Knight's been that guy. Michael Carter's been that guy. The offensive line has not been able to get that. I mean, there's no replacing AVT, folks. There's literally no replacing AVT. And he is a superstar, and he is missed dearly. So if you look at this Jets game from a coaching perspective now, this is it, Robert Saleh. You're coming off a game where you are a big reason why they lost. You made a big-time mistake in that clock management, man. Huge mistake. I mean, not calling a timeout after Garrett Wilson got that first down was gigantic, gigantic mistake. And that wasn't the only reason why we lost, obviously. But Saleh has to make sure the clock management is on point tonight, because now if he has back-to-back games where he does not handle the clock properly, then we're going to have a lot of questions about Saleh, right? And we absolutely need to take care of business tonight. I don't give a hell. I don't care if we win 3-0, if it's the ugliest game of primetime history, and we lose, and we win like 6-3 or 10-7. Or I don't know. We need to grit out a victory. The Jets have to lay everything on the line tonight, because this is a playoff game. This is an opportunity for this Jets team to put them in a situation to win. We have a mini bye after this. We have 10 days of rest. If we can win this game and go to 8-7, go into the weekend, and hopefully have the Patriots lose. Because guess what, guys? If the Jets win tonight, and the Patriots, who I think we can all agree are going to lose to the Bengals, who are red hot, the Jets will now control their own destiny in making the postseason by winning the last 2 games. So it starts tonight, right? I'm just giving you an outline of how the Jets can make the playoffs. Jets win tonight, Patriots lose against the Bengals. Guess what? the Jets all of a sudden control their own destiny, and all they have to do is win 2 more straight games against the Seahawks and then the Dolphins. So they have to take care of business. Absolutely. I'm so sick and tired of relying on other teams to do the business for us. Let's freaking take care of business. We also have to put in consideration, this is the first primetime game of Zach Wilson's career. He never played last season in primetime. He was injured against that Colts team on Thursday night, where we got absolutely washed, by the way. So the whole world's watching. And I bet you the whole world is, looking at this Jaguars team as like, whoa, they're fun. Trevor Lawrence, woohoo. And then they're like, oh, Zach Wilson, he stinks. He's a bust. He got benched. Where's Mike White? I'm just talking about the national perspective. I'm not talking about Jets fans' perspective of this game. So we're the underdogs, I would say, in this one. I know we're at home, but we are on a 3-game losing streak. The Jaguars are coming off a huge win against the Cowboys, and we absolutely need to come out on fire. I want this offense to start clicking because I know we broke down the defense. We have to get pressure on Trevor Lawrence. We have to contain him, but the defense can only do so much, folks. I think tonight's game is on the offense because the Jaguars' defense is nothing special. They're not a bad defense. They're not one of the worst defenses in the league. That's not what I'm saying. But they're not a defense that should be shutting us down. They should not be a defense that is making this offense look terrible. And our offense absolutely has to be able to score points. 24-plus points tonight is what we need, and we'll win the game. That's the key. Give me 24 points. Give me 3 touchdowns and a field goal. And we will win because I got confidence in our defense to contain their offense enough. We absolutely need to take care of business tonight, folks. So, guys, if you could do me a gigantic favor, smash that thumbs up button on your way into the show. We only have 23 likes. Hit that like button, everybody. Please, please hit that like button. All right, let's get into some predictions. Let's start with Zach Wilson's predictions. From a realistic perspective, what's Zach Wilson's stats tonight? What are Zach Wilson's stats tonight? My holy king, thank you, my friend, for reminding people to hit the like button. These are my Zach Wilson stat predictions. Ready for this? 20 for 35, 255 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and a W. That's my Zach Wilson prediction. I'd also take 110 yards and a dominant game on the ground and a win, right? I don't care about Zach Wilson's stats tonight, to be real with you guys. As long as he puts this team in the right situation to win, so be it. If Trevor Lawrence has better stats than Zach Wilson, but we ended up winning the game, that's all I care about. But then you also have to put in consideration that Zach Wilson's kind of playing for his life. He got benched. I mean, we can't forget about that. Zach Wilson got benched. And he would not be playing in this game if Mike White did not fracture his ribs. He wouldn't be playing. It's the truth. So Zach Wilson was gifted an opportunity to reprove himself as the franchise guy. And he hasn't proved it yet. What better way to prove it than leading this Jets team to victory on primetime football through the rain and the cold weather against a red-hot Jaguar squad, wearing all black, right? So Zach Wilson's playing for a lot. He's playing for his own future. Because if he stinks it up tonight, and if he plays like crap, and the Jets lose tonight, and Zach Wilson is totally inconsistent, makes terrible throws interceptions, turns the ball over, can't make the right easy stuff, then we really have an interesting conversation because the Jets will fall to 7-8, most likely completely out of the playoffs, losing 4 straight, and then Zach Wilson's definitely being looked at as not a future asset of this franchise. So, which is it going to be? Are we going to be going to bed tonight thinking like, wow, maybe Zach is the guy. Or, yep, Zach Wilson's definitely not the guy. That's what I'm really looking at in this game. What are you going to do, Zach? You want to prove to be the guy? Now's your freaking chance. Now's your chance. Because he does have an opportunity to reprove himself because he was a second overall pick for a reason. He has the arm. He has the talent. He has everything you need physically. But can he figure it out mentally? Can he process things? I believe in Zach. I believe that he will do it. I will manifest him to have a good game and a W. It's on our defense, bro. It's on our offense. It's on our special teams, on our coaching staff. Please come out with a dub. All right, time for score predictions. What are the score predictions for you guys in the chat right now? Is it going to be a high-scoring game? Are you guys betting on the over, betting on the under? What do you guys think? Is this going to be one of those games that it's a 28-24 game, 38-31 game, or is it going to be like 17-10, 13-3, right? What type of game are we getting tonight? Are we getting a classic MetLife rainy shootout? Are we getting a classic MetLife defensive battle? Sloppy, turnovers all over the place? What's it going to be? So it seems like the Jets fans are all over the place. 28-17 Jets, 44-12 Jags, 20-17 Jets, 17-0 Jets, 17-10 Jets, 24-13, 17-13, 42-3 Jets. Come on. Rogue asks a good question. I don't believe I've heard what your honest opinion on Zach is. Do you want him, support him to be franchise quarterback, or you can care less if he loses his job tonight? I've been pretty vocal and pretty honest about Zach Wilson. So to answer your question, I am 110% supporting him, and I'm rooting for him to be the franchise quarterback. And if he loses his job tonight, I'll be upset because you guys have to realize that this is an organizational failure if he really turns out to be a bust, which is looking, in that direction right now. But at the same time, I also absolutely love Mike White. So it's like, if Zach Wilson stinks tonight and we lose, I will definitely be upset because I think Zach Wilson possesses unique abilities that makes him different. But the reality is he's not proven to be able to do those things consistently. So I support Zach. I'm rooting for Zach. And if he plays like crap tonight and if he loses his job tonight, I will definitely be upset because we drafted this kid second overall to be the franchise quarterback. And if you're telling me that he's going to be a bust, I mean, that's a bad thing. That's an organizational failure. It's a bad thing. I don't think, if you're a Jets fan and you could care less if he loses his job tonight, what are we doing here, right? I mean, I'm sure there's Jets fans that are already convinced that he's a bust and lost his job and he has no future, and I understand that because he hasn't proved anything. But I'm, holding on, and I'm hopeful that he can figure it out. I'm not expecting it, right? I'm not expecting him to light it up, and all of a sudden the whole NFL world's like, damn, Zach Wilson is him, right? I don't really expect that, but I just want him to go out there, play a clean game of football, show improvements, that you're working on your footwork, the lower mechanics are looking good. You're, feeding the rock around the offense. You're getting Garrett Wilson the ball because that's one thing that I'm concerned about with Zach. I mean, we saw his connection with Garrett Wilson was there a little bit, but we need Zach Wilson to feed Garrett Wilson a lot. I know he had 4 catches for 98 yards, and you can't complain, but there were some times where he missed Garrett Wilson, and we can't have that. Garrett Wilson's way too freaking talented to not get him the ball on accurate timing. When Garrett Wilson's open, which he's pretty much open every single route, get him the damn ball, man. Euphoria with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, my man. Appreciate that. Jaguars had their Super Bowl win last week. This playoff football tonight. Jets W. My Christmas money on Jets tonight. Oh, let's go. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for the donation. It means a lot to the channel, of course. Yeah, Jaguars, you got your big win Sunday. Titans will still lose this weekend. You can give us this W and still win the division, all right? We need this W more than anything else, all right? But I appreciate that. Thank you for the donation, my man. Really does help out. Hey, we got another donation. Let's get this W. Brad, thank you so much, my friend. Great member of the channel. Everybody give Euphoria and Brad some dono hype in the chat. Thank you so much to Brad and Euphoria for the $5 each. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody. Zach can't go through his progressions and bad mechanics. Yes, this has been the issue with Zach Wilson, and it's been known. Zach Wilson, this is the issue with him, right? When you can't go through your progressions and you can't have your proper lower half mechanics, you're going to struggle as a quarterback. It doesn't matter how physically gifted you are. The number one thing you have to be able to do in the NFL as a quarterback is go through your progressions consistently, being able to process things quickly and have the proper mechanics, and that's what he struggled with, Troy. You're right. Patriots are going to take Mike White and reboot the dynasty. The AFC's roundtable would be ridiculous then. If that happened, Mark, I won't be able to live in that AFC's roundtable. Definitely not. Because, to be real with you guys, Mike White would be freaking fantastic in the Patriots. I'm sorry. He screams a Bill Belichick style quarterback. Like, pocket pass. I don't even want to. That's not happening. He's a Jet next year. Bart Scott has talked a lot this week about how slow Zach takes his drop and his progression. It's so true. Yeah, man, that's the issue with Zach, and it's no secret. I mean, you also have to realize the reason why Zach Wilson's been getting sacked a lot against the Lions. Yes, the offensive line needs to help him out. Yes, the offensive line did not protect him properly, but at the same time, Zach Wilson needs to get rid of the ball quicker, and he doesn't get rid of the ball fast because he can't go through his progressions. Like, the ball snapped, and he's looking around. He's like, wait, sacked, right? Where Mike White, he drops back. He goes through 3 reads in 3 seconds. He gets the ball out before he gets sacked. The play-action bootleg going to go crazy tonight. That's what we need, man. We need Zach Wilson on the run. Roll him out and take shots down the field, bro. Put Garrett Wilson on a double move and roll Zach Wilson out of the pocket and let Zach Wilson unleash bombs. Give it to CJ Uzomah again. He's been playing great. Get Elijah Moore involved. Corey Davis is returning. He is back. And that's Zach Wilson's favorite target, so definitely a plus for Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson got lucky against us. No way that CJ Uzomah scores 2 tutties against us. Honestly, you wouldn't call that luck, bro. That like what he did there was his talent. Like what he did, the first touchdown was all Zach Wilson's like abilities. I mean, that's why he got drafted 2nd overall. You saw the Pro Bowl throw that he made. It went viral, and people are like, "Oh, why do we care about someone making a throw in shorts?" Well, if finally you saw it on the football field in the NFL, where he literally that touchdown he had to Uzomah, the first one was talent. That was not luck. The second touchdown he had against you guys was all scheme. I mean, it was a great play call. 3rd and goal, play action, wide open, execute it. Wait, Quinnen Williams is back. Most likely, yes, he is questionable, but he was full participant in practice. It's trending in that direction. It's not 100% guaranteed yet, though. Love all the content, Richie. Happy holidays, man. Thank you, John. Right back at you. Fresh, way to represent yesterday in the roundtable. Hell yeah, bro. Got to represent the Jets as best as possible. The AFC's roundtable was a lot of fun last night. Jags without Cam Robinson is huge for the Jets, but defense has to take advantage of their weaknesses. Yeah, if Carl Lawson ever want to have his signature game, tonight's the game, bro. Tonight's the game for Carl Lawson to have his breakout performance. Cam Robinson, who is a very quality, good left tackle, is done for the year, which is a big blow for the Jags. So Carl Lawson's got to take advantage of that because he's been quiet this year. He hasn't been terrible. He's been average, but he hasn't been great. So let's see a great freaking game from Lawson tonight, man. I wonder what Joe Douglas is thinking tonight regarding the quarterback position going forward. I bet you he is thinking, please, Zach Wilson, light it up. Because do you guys have any idea, like from Joe Douglas's perspective, he needs Zach Wilson to be the guy more than anything else from a financial perspective. Because if you think about it, if Zach Wilson does not pan out and he's not the quarterback for the future, that really hurts this team, financially speaking. Because then we have to go out there, we have to re-sign Mike White, and if we don't do that, we have to go out there and sign a veteran quarterback, which is going to cost a lot of money. The benefit of drafting a quarterback is you have him under your, rookie contract, and it's good for on the books. So Douglas is 100% begging Zach Wilson to look like the guy tonight. Richie, I'll be in the live stream tonight, but I got to go. Go Jets. All right, Rogue, I'll see you tonight, my friend. 25-mile-per-hour winds and heavy rain means a 10-3 game. Yeah. 25-mile-per-hour winds, not going to look good. Do you think ETN has a decent day against your defense? I feel like the rain and weather will only get more opportunities for the run game, but Quinnen Williams is something. Yeah, Quinnen Williams is returning, which is really plus for us. I think, the Jets against the run, we're better against the pass than we are against the run recently. And I feel like ETN is probably going to get his yards. He's probably going to get his receptions. And I think he's going to have a productive day. Because I feel like if there's one guy in the Jaguars offense that's probably going to have the most productive day, it's probably ETN because of the elements as well. And especially that the Jets secondary has been locked down on the receivers this year. So if there's one playmaker on the Jaguars that I think is going to be the most productive, will probably be ETN. Zach Wilson has to run the ball. I completely agree. Man. Zach Wilson has to utilize his athleticism. I know Jaguars fans remember this game last year. Zach Wilson had a 53-yard touchdown run. Now, I don't really expect us to do that again. I don't think Zach's going to do that all over, replicate it. But we need Zach Wilson to start running the ball more. Pick up the first downs with your legs. It's also up to the offensive coordinator to call design runs for him. Read options. Get him the ball on the ground. It's funny that we're one Zach interception away and one John Franklin Myers roughing the passing penalty from 9-5. Don't remind me, man. I'm going to cry. You can always play that game. Oh, what if that? What if this? What if that? But the reality is, it's true. And we're going to be looking back on this season of all these little things that hurt this team. Jets starting Pro Bowler on cornerback, linebacker, and D-line. Bravo coaching. How about that, guys? We have 3 Pro Bowlers on our defense starting. 3 at all 3 levels. We have a Pro Bowler in the secondary. We have a Pro Bowler in the linebacker room. We have a Pro Bowler on the D-line. That's awesome. It's freaking awesome. 3 Pro Bowlers. Should have been 4, in my opinion, with DJ Reed. Think Zach will do what he always does. This game is going to be on the defense. Hope Q's there will be, and hope Q's there, and we ball out. Let's go Jets. Yes, I agree. James is manifesting Zach to have a breakout game and then blast all of his haters in post-game. Then continue to 10-plus wins this year. Yeah, well, 10 wins is the most you can get in the regular season. If we get more than 10 wins, that means we win a playoff game. So I'm with you, James. Let's manifest a good game from Zach. He can bounce through, zip the ball through the wind. I mean, if you think about it, it's 25-mile-per-hour winds. But if there was what I'm trying to say is, if you want to pick a quarterback to play well through the wind, it should be Zach Wilson, because the one thing Zach Wilson does have is arm strength. Like, he could zip the ball with velocity. So that makes you think, like, okay, Zach, you should be able to play in the elements. The Pro Bowl is not a popularity contest, so anybody in the chat saying that it is doesn't know what they're talking about. 1/3 of the votes is from the fans. 2/3 of the votes is from the coaches. and the executives. Just so you know. Not a popularity contest. It's the coaches and the executives around the league. They have the most say on who makes the Pro Bowl or not. So it is definitely not a popularity contest. Let's freaking go, man. And when I say the elements, because Zach Wilson played like crap in wind in Foxborough. Now, can you say, I mean, he did complain about the wind. So it's like, okay, man, you cannot complain about the wind. If you're going to be a quarterback for the Jets for the long run, you play in the Northeast. Like, that's a bad thing if Zach Wilson cannot play in the wind. He's going to have to play in Foxborough. He's going to have to play in at MetLife. And at this time of the year, there's going to be games where it's going to be windy. So the fact that Zach Wilson played like crap, we have to make sure that the New York Jets take advantage and don't use the weather as an excuse. We have to take this dub, bro. We have to take this dub. And I'm freaking I am confident that we will. I am confident that we will. All right, folks. Hit that thumbs up button. For those of you guys that are not aware, your boy's going live tonight for the entire game. And I'm hopeful that we can get the dubs. Dub. So hit that thumbs up button, guys. Your boy will be live tonight. Make sure you hit the code JetsMedia on PrizePicks. They get 100% of your deposit matched so we can make some money on PrizePicks. This is what I'm rolling with tonight. I'm going to be making another bet later on before the game. And it's Trevor Lawrence versus Zach Wilson. We have to get this dub. I appreciate all the support, guys. Happy holidays. But don't worry, I'll be back tonight. Me and Jack will be live together tonight. So stay tuned for that. Let's freaking go, Jets. I love you guys. We're getting the dub tonight, manifesting it. Positive vibes only. Let's freaking go. 8-7. Zach Wilson leads us to W's. Quinnen Williams gets a sack tonight. Sauce Gardner picks off Trevor Lawrence. We get a defensive touchdown. We win this game 24-17. Jets win. Woo! I'll catch you guys tonight. Stream starts around 7:30, 7:45, and let's go, Jets. Peace.